Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So Lisa Page is tired of being quiet. She said, I'm not going to be quiet anymore. I'm tired of, I get a gut punch, she says, every time I hear the president mention me at a rally or in a tweet. And she wants everybody to know that these were taken out of context. So I want to start by putting some of these up on the screen to remind everybody what these text messages said. Number one, Trump is not ever going to become president, right? Right? Exclamation point, question mark. No, he won't, answered Peter Strzok. We'll stop it. Then it goes on to say, there's no way he gets elected. That's from Peter Strzok. But I'm afraid we can't take that risk. It's like an insurance policy in the unlikely event that you die before you're 40. So, Trey Gowdy, we still don't know, based on this article, what they were talking about, what that insurance policy was and what their plan was.
Well, I think we have an idea what that insurance policy was. We asked her about it. Remember, Martha, we deposed her when I was still in Congress, and it was some unusual analysis of whether or not to burn a source. She did not think Donald Trump was going to win the election in November, but when she says things need to be put in context, the word loathsome really doesn't need to be put in context. And when you say somebody will be a national security disaster, that doesn't need to be put in context. These texts have been out there for, almost 2 years now. So your viewers are smart enough to read them and know that the lead FBI agent and the lead FBI lawyer were both biased against Donald Trump. That's who was investigating him in 2016. I'm not sure how she thinks context is going to improve that.
So you had an exchange with Peter Strzok, who tried to give you some of the context of these text messages, and you kind of shut him down. Here's that moment.
It's important to take those texts in the context of how they were written and what they meant.
Someone may ask you that question, Agent Strzok, but I didn't.
What I can tell you is that text in no way suggested that I or the FBI would take any action to influence the candidacy.
That is a fantastic answer to a question nobody asked.
So they both say that when you look at the context that, they've been unfairly portrayed, that these text messages were about something other than they appear to be about. Why didn't you want to know more about that in that moment?
Well, I'd already spent a day with Peter Strzok before that public hearing, which is one of the longest days of my life. So I've already heard every explanation he has. And when you say we'll stop it, and you want to try to convince people that we really is not the plural for I, that he didn't mean we, he meant something else. I think his explanation to us was, what I meant by that was the American people will stop it. Now, granted, he's not having a conversation with the American people. He's having a conversation with Lisa Page. Martha, they were talking about impeachment before even Adam Schiff was talking about impeachment. Remember, Trump had just won in November, and they're already swapping reading lists, including All the President's Men, and musing wantingly about impeachment. This is the same Peter Strzok. Keep in mind, he didn't want to be on an investigation into what a foreign country did to us in 2016. That wasn't enough for him. If it wasn't impeachment, he wanted to nothing to do with it. So, again, put yourself in Donald Trump's shoes. You're being investigated.